What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Soul Therapy, the podcast. My name is Daniel.
Daytona.
Today, we are going to preview and talk about the upcoming 10th season of Show Me the Money. As usual, if you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to our podcast on all streaming platforms and don't forget to give us that 5-star rating. Also, for more contents, please go and follow our socials at soul_therapy, and also please support our page on Patreon as well. Yes, so we are officially getting the 10th season of Show Me the Money. Wow, can you believe it? That is insane. Well,
yes,
not really, but
the 10th season, it's crazy.
And while we still do not know whether the 10th season will be the final season, we do know that there is lots of excitement and buzz about as to who will participate as a contestant and as producers, and also if there will be any minor or major changes to the program. So my first question is simple. What are your expectations?
I'm not really sure because the 9th season was not bad.
Yeah, that's true. It was solid.
Yeah, I mean, there are always going to be problems, but it was way better than the 8th one.
Oh, I think eighth season was the worst season.
Yeah, that was the worst one. But you have to also consider that high school, the other audition.
Yeah,
high school rapper audition. Yeah, the 4th season of that went terribly.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, but if you consider it, the same people are making the show.
Mnet.
Right? Yeah, so one thing I want from them is to pick up from the 9th season, not the 4th season, But if you consider it all, I'm not really sure who's going to come out and who's not going to, because at this point, people who should have came out already came experienced and stuff. So maybe this is going to be the first season where we see actual rookies. We see some real new faces within the scene, like people who have no idea what they are,
That's true, like real unknown artists.
Yeah. Maybe there will be more of that because, like everyone with some sort of recognition has come out.
That's true, yeah.
At this point, if I throw a name out there, it's probably going to be someone you already heard of.
True.
Yeah, so I want to, this might be the season where we really see people we never ever heard of before, which is kind of what Show Me the Money was kind of already about.
That's true.
But changed over the years. So maybe this is going to be the season where it actually becomes fresh again. Where you actually, expect something new. Expect something.
That's true.
Completely unpredictable stuff, yeah.
Now, do you think it'll be somewhere in between kind of like the earlier seasons, like season 1 and 2? Because I
consider the prime time of Show Me the Money SMTM to be the 3rd and the 4th season.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe the 5th. Like 3, 4, 5 I think was the best seasons.
Really?
Yeah. 1 and 2 had some technical difficulties, and it was still a seasons where not too many contestants were coming out. Swings kicked down the door. After swings, people began to came out left and right.
That's true.
And that was season 3, 4, and 5. And ever since season number 6, it's kind of been downhill. It has been kind of downhill. And now that was when was the 5th season? 2015. Yeah, it's been 6 years. They have to pick up right now.
That's true.
They had a career of about 10 years, right? Not 10 years. When was the first SMTM?
I'd say 2011.
2011. So it's exactly 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem, I think. For a span of 10 years, the first 5 years were great, and the last 5 years kind of sucked. So it's at a kind of a point where you really have to prove why you should still exist.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing that's becoming a problem is the whole COVID thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the worst part about
True.
last season was that there weren't spectators like on the stages, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
there weren't, like you couldn't do it live.
No, everyone was virtual.
Yeah, and I think being on audition, like there has to be some sort of crowd, and the absence of
True.
that crowd really impacted on the whole scale and the magnificence of the show, I guess, you know.
That's true.
Like it
That's
seemed
true.
lame, even though the stages weren't exactly lame because there were not many people there.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
seeing how like the whole corona situation is going right now, I don't think that will be solved,
Mm,
especially with the rise in cases like today and yesterday.
that's true.
Yeah, this whole mutation thing. So I don't know. I'm kind of hyped and not at the same time. Like
Yeah.
I'm hyped, then I'm going to see new people, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also not hyped because I kind of am going in knowing that the stages will probably suck.
Yeah, because there's no crowds, right?
Yeah, there's no energy, there's no
Yeah.
crowd energy, and that was really hard to get through last season. Like as I was
Yeah.
watching, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I know that this stage is not objectively lame,
No,
but
no.
the energy isn't there, and it's really frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I
all
hear
these
you.
hype songs like are not exactly hyped up.
Because there's no crowd.
Yeah, no matter how you doctor the footage, no matter how how you edit it, like the energy just wasn't there.
That's true. Yeah.
Like if you remember like the little boy in Take One, like Bad News
Yes.
Cipher,
Yeah.
there were more people on stage than there were spectators.
Yeah, that's so true. That's really true.
At least, even if it wasn't true, it kind of felt like that, and that is
Mm.
not a good thing for audition programs.
Mm-hmm.
So they either have to come up with a really new kind of format
Mm-hmm.
or something. Personally, I would just get rid of that whole crowd shit.
Hmm.
Like maybe if like I'm just throwing ideas out there. If I were them, I would not even have live stages.
Interesting.
I would maybe make a music video.
For each performance?
Yeah. I
Really?
mean, yeah, they so that they can conserve money on the live stuff and stuff like that. Like they don't have to bring in spectators or anything.
But wouldn't that kind of defeat the purpose of what Show Me the Money is all about? Because, I mean,
Mm,
after all, it is all about performing in front of a
mm,
crowd. But obviously, due to the pandemic,
mm.
people can only watch it through virtually. So wouldn't
Yeah,
that kind of get rid of that root of what Show Me the Money's about?
yeah, that's true. But in a sense, at this point in time, I don't think what do you call it? I don't think that's that important. Maybe.
Hmm.
I mean, at this point, I'm not sure we're ever gonna have a festival again. um, I'm not even sure. Like, there's going to be live performances for next year at all.
Oh, man.
At least we're not going to have one this year. Like, it's not going to work, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
It's
I doubt it.
yeah. Like this year, it's down 100%. There's no way we're going to have live performances this year. Next year,
Mm.
maybe, but that will take a lot of time. Even if we have one, it will be like in August or something,
Hmm.
which means maybe it's time to reconsider the whole live performance format. Maybe it's time to change about what SMTM is ultimately about.
Okay, I can see where you're going now.
Yeah,
Okay.
anyway, like if you consider like the whole how the show works, the people who win the competition is not actually the ones who go up like on the stages. The ones who win are the ones whose songs chart like top the charts. Anyway,
That's
right?
true. That's true.
So why not go that way? I mean, it will be the whole like you know, like I have a kind of a what do you call it? I'm one of those people who believe in this day and age where live performances are not exactly more important than the actual music. Like, I don't care if you're bad live anymore.
Okay.
In a scene where 80% of you people are using autotune, I don't care if you're bad live.
That's true. That is true.
Like, I care about good songs.
Yeah.
I care about good albums. And a good live performance doesn't actually have anything to do with having a good album.
That's true.
Like, I put this on IG, like, I'll take Travis Scott over any boom bap rapper that is mediocre that sounds great live. Like musical creativity is not very synonymous with live performances anymore.
That's true.
Yeah, and in that sense, maybe show me them. I mean, of course, SMTM is an audition program, so there are always going to be different standards. But with the whole like format being kind of stale right now, because if you think about it, like, are you really expecting something to be radically different?
True.
It's going to be the similar format. It's going to be like pass fail, all of that stuff, right? So why just change everything? Like, why not do that?
That's like, true. And just transform it into something completely different from what it used to be. Yeah, I can see where you're going. I can see.
Since it's going to be the first anyway, because all these other audition programs never tried that before. So why not do it yourself?
That is true.
Yeah, you're not going to have crowds. You're not going to have actual live performances that are, it has to be pre-recorded, right?
Of course.
Yeah, because the crowd isn't there. They have to doctor the footage and stuff like that. So it's not going to be live anyway, like really live anyway. So
that's true. I mean,
it's just an idea anyway.
That's true. Yeah. Oh, I mean, for me, it's when Show Me the Money season 10 is going to happen. I was like, eh. But at the same time, it kept growing on me. This season, as I kept looking at the logos at season 10, Show Me the Money, I kind of got excited a little bit more as the day went on.
I mean, it is a symbolic number.
It is. And
it's the 10th season. Yeah.
That's true. And yeah, it just, at this point, like you said, it is what it is. It's a hip hop audition program. What more can you add, And so ultimately, I just find it very kind of average and just, okay, it is for what it is. Let's just take it as just another hip hop program. But, which leads me to kind of like my next question of, there's kind of like that buzz right now. People are kind of thinking, oh, will this be the last season? And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, yes, but there's always that if. There's always that if.
Yeah, there's always that but. Yeah.
They're like,
and it's rarely
good. If they're always thinking of somehow to like flesh out one more season, to pump out one more season, and
like beating the cow to death. Seriously, like.
Yeah, and great if they have the financial, if they have the financial needs for it, then great. I think it's always good to, have another season. But in my personal opinion, even if they do have the money for another season, I really do think it's the final season, though. I really think this is the end of it, because when you think about it, all the artists that we've seen. We all know who the artists are, right? The participants. We do know, and like you always mention Daytona, you always say that the hip hop community in Korea is so small, so you pretty much know everybody. There'll be always kind of like one or two artists that kind of throw you off and come out of nowhere.
Disclaimer: I'm not saying I know them personally. Never.
No. Of course.
Yeah.
No.
Just so some people got the wrong idea or something. Yeah.
I just think it's like recycled. If you have another season,
you see he came out in season 6, like he came out in season 8. He's coming out again, like stuff like that.
Exactly. You catch on to these things. You see the artist like, oh, didn't this person place 5th place and this person's coming back out again? And so it can get very repetitive and formulaic, just kind of because we know like we know these artists, when we listen to their music,
Yeah.
And so personally, I think it's the final season. I don't know about you.
Yeah, actually, I think it's the final season.
Okay.
I mean, of course, you're talking about Mnet here, so you never
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, they'll probably do something crazy.
If I were them, I would completely make a new brand, like an entirely new brand of a audition program. After Show Me the Money 10. It's just that one thing I want from them is just not really give a fuck about all the unnecessary, the things we talked about on the previous seasons. Like, don't make these like dumbass rules to like, don't really go for the whole doctoring footage, like, and doing it for the numbers. Like, if it's the last season at this point, I really want them to just like do it for the fans, the fans of the culture. Sure. I mean, that's the last, like, that's the least you could do. This franchise has been run into the ground at this point.
That is true.
That would be like the grand finale, I guess, a proper finale. The other thing is, I don't want audition programs to completely go away, though, because
I agree.
As much as I hate them, it's kind of like it's kind of a necessity.
It is. It really is.
Without some sort of audition program, the scene will not be able to, it will not be able to sustain itself.
Exactly.
Growth is a problem for the next generation. Our problem is sustenance. Like, we're not, like, without audition programs, we will literally fall into pieces, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is, again, the tragedy, and make something new, I guess. That's what I ask of Mnet. Try to make a new audition branding that is kind of different from SMTM. Like, just reboot the whole franchise or something.
Transform into something completely different.
Yeah, it's like
original.
Yeah, like, make sure you have rules about not established rappers being able to come onto the scene or something.
True.
Like, something different.
I agree. And that leads me to, that next question of, if, like you said, or we kind of both agreed on that, if Show Me the Money 10 is the final season, do you think the outlook on the Korean hip hop, scene will have a negative impact? Because we both know, and everybody knows, that Show Me the Money has been a big program that has been beneficial to artists that are very unknown, and it gives them a voice to showcase their skills. So, I'm kind of curious about what you have to say or what you think of the outlook.
As I just said, it won't be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're, like, at the end of the day, we're losing a platform. And this is arguably the biggest platform there is.
That is true.
There are newer platforms compared to back in the days. Like, you have, like, Naver now with The Quiet and Yomta. Like, you have Hip Hop LE, Hip Hop Playa kind of branching out, trying to create more content. And basically, a lot more people are interested in hip hop than 10 years ago. That's true.
That's facts, yeah.
Yeah, you don't see a genre that is replacing this. And this is not just a case for Korean hip hop. Like, this is just the trend in popular music general worldwide. Like, if you consider it, like, in the 2000s, rock music failed because of hip hop. Like, because, like, hey, you know what? Let's talk about this. Varying off a little bit. During the early 2000s, and possibly the late 90s, there was a genre called new metal.
Yes.
Yes. The whole Limp Bizkit, Korn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. I personally like new metal as a genre, but the problem with new metal is that it had metal aesthetics, but it didn't have the technicalities of metal, like contemporary metal. Like, you didn't have to be super technical on the guitars or anything. Like, it was basically a punk version of metal, in my opinion, like a post-punk version of it. And the problem was, in a genre that is not exactly demanding technicalities.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make sure it stays as creative as possible.
True.
Anyone can rap, you know, like anyone can play nu metal kind of, riffs if you are used to the guitar.
Of course.
The problem was because anyone could actually do nu metal, they didn't just do it good. What corporations did was churn out these super mainstream, sugary ass nu metal bands like left and right, because they could just put a bunch of guys together and you got a nu metal band. It's kind of what happened to the punk scene in the 70s. The problem is because it became so easy, the whole entire genre of nu metal kind of lost its flair. You still had great bands, but they were not enough because there was so much mainstream crap that was, saturating the scene. So that gave way, like that kind of lull in the nu metal scene kind of was the end of rock music, period. Like that's when rock music began to give way to pop and hip hop, in my opinion. Like ever since like the 2000s, like the fall of nu metal, except for a slight indie rock revival, you never see rock music anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think that's what happened to rock music. And the thing is that nu metal kind of thing was happening in hip hop too. But the only difference is that there is not exactly something that can replace hip hop right now. Like if you think about it, like when nu metal was pulling off all of that crap, like hip hop was already kind of established. We went through an incredible growth in the 90s and in the 2000s because like the underground and the mainstream were like almost at war with each other. It was kind of like if you knew where to like look at, it was a real artistic renaissance, And I think because rock music got removed from the picture, like it meant more space. It meant more space for hip hop to grow and fester, like grow and inspire more, like inspire each other.
True.
So in the scene where you had this clear divide between the 2000s of mainstream rap music and underground rap music, because rock kind of got removed from the picture, you see within in the 2010s with the rise of the internet and blogosphere and everything, you kind of see the blur between the mainstream and underground. And now it's just so fractured to the point where the term mainstream and underground is not exactly, indicative of what hip hop looks like right now, right?
True.
Yeah. And this gave birth to a whole lot of subgenres.
For sure.
And within this subgenre, you see like trap music, Atlantic trap music, kind of, taking the position of the mainstream. And I think that's kind of what happened to Korea as well. Anyone can make rap music right now.
That is true. Yeah.
Like hell, you can make it if you want to right now.
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
true.
not going to be. Yeah, it's just that it's not going to be good.
Of course.
But it's at least you can make something that sounds like hip hop music,
That's true.
So normally I would be like, we're kind of fucked because this is basically what happened to nu metal in the 2000s, right? But in a sense, I'm not sure that is going to happen because there isn't exactly a genre that can replace this. What's going to replace hip hop?
I mean, there was a little bit of like kind of like the splash of like house music because I know there's a lot of DJs too in Korea.
Yeah, but it never became anything.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Though it wasn't anything spectacular, I do think there was some sort of noise or some kind of movement in Korea regarding the house music scene because I know, there's a DJ Civica and some like hip hop producers, they DJ on the side and they do make house dance music and stuff.
Yeah, they really do.
And so I kind of do think, hip hop in Korea is kind of like the anchor, for all the other subgenres that are trying to, make noise because we all know that K-pop is the global, or not global, but like
It is
it's like
global.
it is global, but it's like the main standard in Korea, you know. That's what most people are catered towards, like K-pop, ballad music,
Yeah.
those kinds of stuff. And hip hop, like you always mentioned, it's though it made big improvements, it's not to the point where it's nowhere
Exactly.
near the K-pop scene, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And I think at this point it's kind of a stalemate, you know?
Yeah.
Like we're not going to expand, but we're not exactly failing either.
No.
Yeah, we're at the stalemate, but the problem is a stalemate is never good.
No, of course
like
not.
A stagnation is never good. Like you never know when you're gonna fail. You never know what's going to replace you. And although I'm very skeptical of instrumental music taking over, because that literally never happened in pop music history. Like, in a sense, like it already happened, I guess. Like first, like if you look at pop music history, first you began singing, then you began screaming.
Yeah,
not exactly
true.
Screaming. Like you began singing, then you began shouting, then you began screaming, and when that didn't work, you began to talk on beat, which is rapping. When you're talking, and now we got tired of talking, so we decided to mumble on them.
That's true.
Like what's left? What's left?
That's true. Like, I mean, you got to probably go back to the roots, you know, storytelling.
Yeah,
I would say.
Like, but if you consider it, there's always going to be revivalism. But on the grander scheme of things, like what's next?
That's always the question.
Yeah, like what's after mumbling? If you think about it, like seriously, I mean, it's kind of funny. But if you think about this logically, there's nothing to do else. Like, there's nothing else to do except like not talking on it. But then again, as I just said, instrumental music was never exactly mainstream.
True.
Yeah, like I mean, of course, like you had fusion jazz acts, but they were not exactly like killing the charts. Like they were not like Billboard 1, 2 or something.
No.
Like, so at this point, we're just like, I have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But also, I'm like, I kind of don't care.
Oh, interesting.
It's like, whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
That's true.
It's not like, this is going to happen. Maybe this is going to happen. Maybe that's going to happen. No, like, there's no way of predicting anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
That kind of obscurity makes one kind of give up on anticipation.
That's true.
So with the whole audition, the last audition thing and everything, it's just like whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. I just hope it doesn't get worse.
Yeah, that's true.
And as much as I want to see new faces, that worries me a little bit.
Yeah, same here. Yeah,
because a lot of the times in a scene small like this, like Korea's, if you're not well known, there's kind of a reason for it.
That's true. It's
because
facts.
the scene is small. Like this isn't the States.
No.
You know, like the pool you're sampling from is ridiculously small. And even if you're very heavily recognized within the scene, like once you are removed from the scene, people don't know you.
That's true, yeah.
Like my parents don't know who Changmo is. No? But your parents probably know who Jay-Z is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like everyone knows who Jay-Z is in the States. Like worldwide, everyone knows who Jay-Z is. My parents know Jay-Z. Like, you see what I mean? Like the biggest stars in Korean music right now, in Korean hip hop music, like people don't know them. Like people at least in their 30s and 40s don't know who Changmo is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's like kind of the limit of Korean hip hop right now.
That's true.
So it's like I want to see new faces, but I hope they're talented new faces.
Yeah.
And even if you're established in a sense, I want to make sure that you're less established, I guess. So I really hope like the 10th season hits that sweet spot
Yeah.
of
That's
being
that's what I'm
either
hoping.
really, really like unestablished, completely
Mm-hmm.
unestablished, or like established but really unknown. Like people
Mm.
like Lost Punk Man, or people like I guess like Gonggongu, like
Mm-hmm.
009. Hell, like who else? Wait a minute. Let me look through my list real quick.
QM? QM
Nah,
maybe?
QM is not going out. No, no, no. Like he just literally put up an Instagram post. Like,
Oh, did he? Oh,
yeah, QM
okay.
is like, oh fuck that. I'm not going on audition programs. Like, you really think I'm gonna go on audition programs? Like, that's what he
That's
said.
true. That's true.
Um, hell, Yawa or something.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
KCOZ, I think he's still quite unestablished. The whole LBNC label, except Kaoba.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's plenty of people I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Indigo 8 is going out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to see Lil Kimchi, although I'm doubtful he will go out there. I want to see Dab Def killing on some grind beats.
I know Unofficial Boy is
Yes,
participating.
yes, he has to. Like I want him to see rise higher.
Yeah. He's a hot
Um,
ticket right now.
I think, yeah, because he's one of the very few high school rappers that actually transitioned into a proper artist.
That's true. That's true.
Like 70% of these high school rappers became nothing. Like they had a few hit songs and they kind of disappeared. They don't have an
Yeah.
album, they don't even have a proper like EP or a lot of the times. Unofficial Boy is one of the few examples that actually like became a force in Korean hip hop.
That's true.
Like people are hyped if he drops something now. He's like, oh man, he's going to bring in something crazy again. Like his interpretation of trap music, it's one of a kind, you know,
Yeah.
with all the melodies, the way he pronounces his words,
Mm-hmm.
like it's so it's
Unique.
yeah, he's basically a veteran at this point.
Yeah.
Not many high school rappers can call themselves veterans.
That's true.
And he's one of the few people that has like verses after verses and on different kinds of production.
Mm-hmm.
So he will do great on Show Me the Money, I think. Yeah.
Now let me ask you this. What do you
Mm.
think about Basick and Sunny coming out?
I don't see why Basic is coming out
Okay.
because
I mean, he
like
did say that,
mm,
he did say that he wants to come out as a
I mean
contestant.
he'll definitely kill it. I mean, I have no problem with that. It's just like he already has. I don't think he has a reason to come out.
True. Yeah.
Like he's already locked down and good. Like he's doing great on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like he's the boss of Ray One, and
Mm-hmm.
Ray One is raking in the dollars right now.
Yeah.
Tiny, I understand because no one cares about him anymore.
Oh man, he
Like
fell off
seriously,
the roof so
yeah,
bad.
he fell off. Like regards of his like politics and everything aside, his music sucks. Like I really
I
don't
feel
want
like
to.
it fell off.
Yeah, like back in '08, like he was one of the mixtape groups.
Yeah.
Like '08 was a year where the scene's greatest veterans were rookies and they all
Yeah.
dropped this mixtapes and it was all fire. It was
Uh-huh.
basically like this United States in the 2010s.
Yeah.
In the first leg of the 2010s, like people were dropping mixtapes everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you had Chance the Rapper, like you had Kendrick, you had Drake, you had J. Cole dropping these crazy
Mm-hmm.
ass mixtapes, like Joey Badass and people like that. And it was basically an entire new renaissance, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was '08. Like the Korean hip hop renaissance was '08.
Mm-hmm.
Esen's mixtapes, Simon Dominic mixtapes, Swings mixtapes, Benzino's Hot Clean mixtape, Hani, of course. But that kind of creative flair is kind of gone right now.
Yeah.
Like Sunny's not that creative anymore. Like
No.
if you listen to his past projects and if you listen to his project right now, like it's almost embarrassing. And
Oh man, not a good sign.
look, this is not my opinion either. Like this is my opinion, of course, but this is what most people think in the Korean hip hop scene right now. Like when Erde, you know Erde? Like there's a rapper called Erde, which he dropped a great album. When Erde was signing with Famous Music, which is Honey's label, like people were like, "Why are you going there?"
Yeah.
And true to our kind of word, like he came out of the label in like a year or two.
Yeah. I mean, he knew, he knew his lesson.
Like
he knew early.
It's just like I'm actually worried that Honey is going to be the antithesis of Swings.
Oh no.
Swings killed it on the season, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think the same thing is going to happen for Honey.
Yeah,
like,
I'm concerned for him.
His recent material is so bad. Like, it's not bad in the sense that it's not rhyming or anything, or it's just like the way he writes his lyrics, the way he pronounces his words and stuff like that. It's very corny now.
Yeah, it doesn't fit today's era.
Yeah, and it's not the style. Like it's not even the style. Like it's the inflections. And like his basic hardware as a rapper it aged like milk. And in that sense, I don't think he can survive this new era unless he goes like to a really dramatic change. Like if he changes his pronunciation, the way he like enunciates his words and everything, it's really corny. And one thing that a rapper should never be is corny.
That's true.
Yeah. The entire, I think, craft of hip hop is coming from the sentiment that you're trying not to be corny as possible.
That's
He's
true.
really corny now.
Yeah.
And
his music fell off really hard.
Yeah, it's not like, for instance, like for example, Chance the Rapper. Like you know how the Big Day was a fucking flop, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they had corny lines and stuff, but it was not. I don't think the Big Day's problem was the aesthetics. It wasn't the stylistic choice. It was like the cringe ass bars and his like "I love my wife," like the whole thing. But that kind of problem can be fixed.
For sure.
You diversify your subject matter. You make actually put real effort into your writing and stuff like that. Like, Chance the Rapper wasn't corny because of his voice or his style. Tany's not. Tany's kind of like every identity of Tany is what makes him corny now. That's why I don't see this as remedial. Like as a person who's a fan of hip hop, you always have like, oh, maybe he can change this, maybe he cannot, maybe he can do this, blah blah blah. Of course, they have no reason to actually follow it, but you can think you can think like logistically, right? You can think tactically. Like, I see no way he can get better.
Yeah,
like his very identity is what's poisoning him.
Yeah.
It's just I don't see it. Like he came out on a program before, like NBC's Kill Bill, I think. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that program.
Yeah. That program itself was a whole another level fraud or something, but
yeah,
at least like there was some good music coming out of it. Like Toki's music was great. YDG and Jesse had some joints. Tiny was terrible on that too.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
I hear ya. I hear ya.
That is the one thing I'm really not anticipating. Tiny coming out. There's like 10 people off of the dome I can just give you that raps better than him. Wait, am I supposed to list them? Am I supposed to list them out?
I mean, you don't have to, but I just think he'll be just kind of be like, oh, it's just another name, you know. He'll be there. He'll be there. You know, he won't. I don't think he'll make.
I don't think he won't. I don't think he will be there. If he's there,
I mean,
he's doing
it's a
something.
matter of time.
I mean, if you look at his 08 material, and you hear the material now,
hmm
I'm like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, it's where have
I
you
mean,
been? What
the
have you been
disparity
doing?
was always there, of course. Like, even if you look
Yeah.
at his 08 material and his like 11, 12 material, there
Uh-huh.
was still a quality gap.
Yeah.
People were saying back in like 10 years ago, like, I think he lost his shit, man.
Yeah.
Now he really lost his shit. You know, like,
hmm
even you listen to his 11 and 12 stuff, and you listen to the stuff that he's putting out now.
hmm
There's another huge gap between it. So it's like
Yeah.
his career trajectory was kind of like a skydive. It's just going
Yeah.
down and down and down and down rapidly, and God, like, now he's below surface level.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's just kind of he puts out a song and then just kind of vanishes. You know, it's just
yeah, and that song is not good too.
I hear ya.
Look, like, bad mouthing rappers is, I guess, fun for some people, stuff like that.
Mhm.
I hope I'm wrong at the end of the day. As like, all this like controversy outside of music aside,
hmm
more good music is good for us anyway.
True. Yeah.
Like, I hope the next Kanye West single will be good. At least I'll get some sort of enjoyment out of it, you know?
That's true. Yeah.
Like, just because you don't agree with them politically doesn't exactly mean that you want sucky music from them.
hmm
Like, if you're going to disagree with it politically, at least you want the music to be good. At least that's
true.
how I think.
Yeah.
I really want Chinese music and output and SMTM to be good.
Yeah.
I really do, but
Let's hope for the best.
yeah.
So, I mean, now that we talked about the contestants, is there any specific producers that you want or hoping will participate?
I want to see Goosebumps
Oh, wow.
for
That's
a
a name I
different
haven't heard
reason.
in a while.
For a different reason than
Okay.
most people. Like, I think Goosebumps needs to come out on SMTM because he needs some kind of new inspiration.
Okay. I see where you're going.
I really liked Goosebumps, especially on his work with Simon Dominic. Like, it was a very unique take on club music fused with hip hop. But ever since, I think he became kind of stale.
Yeah,
it's not like the
just
beat,
stuck in the middle.
Yeah, it's not like the beats are bad. It's just that he always had that extra something. That extra something is just not there anymore. It's a very typical type of production that he uses right now. Which is the reason, like, the whole 경리해제, Code Clear Dingo single. Yeah, people didn't like it. People compared that a lot with the 119 remix.
Yeah.
Because the 119 remix was superior in every shape of in every facet of the word.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he barely had a beat switch on Code Clear.
Yeah.
And the song is like 20 minutes long. Like,
and you get bored like midway.
Yeah. He has serious talent.
Yeah, he does.
But I think he kind of burned out or something. I just hope, like, if he comes out on SMTM, it becomes some sort of a new flair for him.
Yeah. Kind of ignite him, you know?
Yeah, I hate to see him still go down this road. Like, he has more in him. Like, he's way more talented than he's just showing right now.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think, I definitely agree. I think him coming out on Show Me will kind of ignite, kind of bring that spark in him.
He has to step his game up.
Yeah. And for me, this is probably, it'll never happen. This will never, ever happen. I doubt in like probably like 0.00001% chance that this will happen. But if I had to pick a producer that I would hope to come out, or I want that person, is Frank from Bana.
Yeah, not happening.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said
Never
0.0001. But
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. Anything can happen. I mean, there's still time, but that
There's
is my
no
wish
way
list.
that's happening now.
But
Nah,
but
I
just
know that for sure, Daniel. That's never gonna happen.
but bro, think about it. Think about it though.
I mean, if
Imagine
he comes out, I guess it will be great.
just him alone. I'd be happy with it. Just him alone, because I know the other guys, the other artists in Bond is that it's like hands off. Don't even go near it. But when you talk about producers, I always think, I feel like sometimes in their minds they always kind of have the temptation, or just kind of that thought of show me the money, just like a small thought,
Yeah.
just kind of, hey, what if I come out on show me the money and I think it'd be cool,
Yeah, it will be cool. Of course it will be. It will actually be one of the many few reasons that I'm gonna watch every single episode of that show.
And I say that it's cool not just because it's Frank, like this guy is like an established, but I think he brings a different style of production of music, and I think that will enhance the program itself. Because if you think about it, all the music that we heard in the past, it's okay, we know that this type of beat is going to cater to mainstream, but the final season, you bring in Frank, he brings in that very experimental, very futuristic style of hip hop. How great would that be? Just hearing something insanely new that's never been heard before, and show me the money. But like you said, it's never gonna happen, but that's my hope. But I think in reality though, I do think there is one team that I do think will come out, and I think that's Gray and BY, which would be that would be amazing.
I'm actually thinking, I'm not sure about BY, but Gray's definitely going to come out this season, because
I do think so too.
Yeah, I heard he has an album on his way. Finally,
oh yeah, that's what I heard too.
On his way.
Yeah,
like on the Hoodie show. And it's been a long time.
It's been a very long time.
It's been a long time since Gray had a hand in super mainstream music.
Yeah.
Like he was very quiet for a while. Compared to like in the mid 2000s, he was like everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Like before Groovy Room, you had the Gray like signature sign.
Yeah.
I think he has to make a comeback, and I think he's ready for that too,
Who would you think be his other teammate if it's not BY? Because I know they were supposed to come out on
Loco
season. Oh, Loco. Okay.
I think Loco or maybe when is Sick coming out of the military?
Didn't he go last year? So I don't think he'll be here this year or next year. I mean,
it's a year and a half, so.
Oh, that's true.
Like maybe CK would depends on when Show Me the Money is going to start.
But that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. That would be an interesting combination, actually.
Yeah, and that would be a great combination, actually. Of course, but if you consider like that SMTM is a live performance show, there might be a problem with that. So, I mean, CK is one of the rappers that are really terrible live. I mean, he's way better than he was back in the days.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, like, back in the days, he was so horrible. Like, he admits that. But he got better over time.
That's true.
I'm not just sure that is possible on a Show Me the Money kind of level, though. If I'm going to see Gray, maybe Simon Dominic?
Again, the reunion? Have a reunion again?
I mean... Was Simon Dominic on
season 5?
Yeah, it's been a long time. He's been a judge too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I think BY is not going to come out with Gray. If he does,
you don't think so? That'd be sick, though.
It would be sick. It would be great, but I'm not sure because PY might have to go to the military himself as well.
Oh man, that's right. Oh
And
man,
he came out last season.
that's true.
Yeah,
That is true.
I want to see C-Jam.
Oh boy.
If we're
Oh
really
man.
if we are really allowing ourselves to kick into fantasy overdrive, I want to see C-Jam as a judge.
Oh, that
Because
scares me a little bit.
I mean, if you consider it, like C-Jam is a completely different animal than he was back in the 2010s.
Yeah.
At this point,
he's very different.
At this point, everyone looks up to C-Jam.
Yeah.
Like, if you're using autotune, C-Jam is your OG. Period.
Yeah.
Like, the guy's the young thug of Korea. Like, everyone is under C-Jam's influence.
Oh no. But I mean, that would be pretty intriguing though. Yeah, that'd be intriguing if we're going in that route. Bro,
And
you know who else would be sick?
Yeah, what? Who?
Byung from Deja Vu. Vion.
Yeah, I can see that happening. Yeah, Vion might happen. Vion might actually happen.
He would be a new addition and a refreshing addition, just like Frank, because they both have a very distinctive.
I actually see Vion as a more viable answer than Frank, because Frank is super obscure. Frank is actually obscure. Vion is not exactly secretive.
No, he's not.
Yeah, and I can see him coming out. I'm just not sure if because he doesn't exactly make mainstream beats.
Yeah, that's the thing. But that'd be cool, though. Yeah,
it'll be great. Of course, it will be. I can see him making a song or two like behind the scenes.
Okay, like a separate kind of. Yeah. If the producer asks him, "Hey, can you make a?"
I can see him do that, but I'm not sure if he's going to come out as the poster producer.
That's true, and I think that's what makes the 10th season more exciting, because anything could happen at this point. Exactly. They could pull out all the stops and just go insane, like stuff that, again, going back to Frank, you never know. It's the 10th season. Anything could happen. Anything can happen at this point. So
I just see Kid Millie
again. Oh man!
But he definitely has to step his game up on season 8.
Oh man! Because after that, oh dude.
But I think he might team up with Dress.
Ooh.
Because they had that collab album, right?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, and that'd be sick.
Dress is not exactly someone who wants to remain obscure.
That's true.
I think Chameleon and Dress is a real possibility.
That'd be cool.
Verbal Gent, VJ is another possibility.
Okay, solid.
But that becomes a little bit closer to the Show Me the Money 8 roster. So
yeah, no more Giddy Boy. No more Giddy Boy.
Yeah, I don't think Giddy Boy is going to come out either. I want Kid Millie. To be really like exact here, I think Kid Millie Dress is going to be one team.
I think so too. That's a real possibility.
Gray is going to come out one way or the other.
Yeah,
definitely. Verbal Gent possibly, because VJ talked a lot about really putting in the work now. You can see him everywhere on features these days. Like, he's out of his slump right now. He's like giving verses here and there. So it will work. I guess possibly Epic High.
Oh snap!
Yeah, they're on a little bit of different trajectory now too. Right?
Oh snap! I totally forgot about them.
Yeah.
Oh snap! That'd be sick.
And
we mentioned Beyond.
VMC.
Oh, VMC. Yeah.
I can see VMC coming out. I'm not sure.
That's right. We always forgot about them. Holiday.
Yeah.
Freddie Casso.
Maybe Casso. I'm not sure Holiday wants to be that mainstream yet. VMC one way or the other, because it's been a long time since they were on a judge position, and especially with the last season being such a hellgate for them, even though they did not participate because of the whole Lil Boy thing. I think it will be a good opportunity for VMC to, kind of.
That'd be cool, Freddie Casso.
To come back.
That'd be sick.
I think that's kind of it.
Yeah, that's all I could think of too.
I mean, of course, there's always more people I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
Legit goons, maybe.
Oh,
They're
that'd be cool too.
established within the scene. Like
That's
at this
true.
point, they don't have anything to prove for themselves. So,
Mm-hmm.
but they're very far from going near that whole show thing anyway.
Yeah, true.
So,
Yeah.
Mommy's one possibly.
Oh, please, no more. No
Yeah,
more.
but I don't want to see it. It's very possible though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I want to see Bill Stacks, but
Oh,
well,
wow.
Mnet blocked him from being a contestant in the first place. So that's never gonna happen
Yeah.
because of
Wow.
his marijuana activism. So
Yeah.
I want to see Doc Sud as well, but Doc Sud is not the type of to go on the Show Me Nobody either.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the list goes on, and
Yeah.
I think we're in for an exciting season, hopefully an exciting season. So let's just hope that, this one is, if it is the last season, that it's an icing on the cake, and that it's original and it's a creative season. So yeah, as we begin to slowly wrap up our show, as usual, any artists or tracks that you're currently listening to and would like to share or recommend to our listeners? For me, I'll go with Kundi Panda, and the title of the song is called Rare Breed, and it features Nuxide, and it's
Modem
off
album.
of Modem album, yeah.
The
And
MODM.
dude,
That's a great album.
very great, very good album, and this song in particular is my personal favorite one out of that whole album. And I say that because I love the beat. It's not your typical trap beat. It has like this very experimental kind of trap beat that it's not mainstream at all, I would say. But also there is this one hip hop group that was that went defunct in the United States. They haven't been active, but there was a group called Rat King. I don't know if you ever heard of Rat King.
Them.
Yeah, Rat King with Sporting Life, and but that their song, their music kind of resonates to Kundi Panda's Modem album. It's very kind of robotic and just very futuristic, very heavy bass trap, just experimental. So definitely for people who like experimental songs, I would highly recommend Kundi Panda's Rare Breed featuring, and Nuxide slays the beat. So check it out.
You know what? If we're going futuristic, I have another futuristic album.
Okay.
It came in last year. Actually, I think it came out last year, July as well.
Okay.
So it's exactly 1 year going to be. There's a grime MC called Damn Def in Korea. Yeah, he's famous for being the grime expert here. Like,
okay.
Yeah, he got shouted out by Wiley too. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he has a picture with Wiley, and Wiley's holding up Damn Def's vinyl. It was kind of amazing to see. And the vinyl says Korean grime on it. It was like, wow, he met with Wiley, and Wiley actually likes his music. That's crazy. Anyway, Damn Def has a collaborative album with producer Lobotomy.
Okay.
Lobotomy is worked with Overclass back in the day, if I'm correct. I think he was briefly a member of Salon. I'm not exactly sure about that.
Oh wow.
Anyway, Lobotomy is the producer, and Damn Def is the MC. And it's a grime album, but it's very electronic. It's very futuristic. It's very robotic. The album is called Standalone System. I mean, look at the fucking cover. If you just look at the cover, haha, yeah, this is cyberpunk. Anyway, there's a song called Industrial Revolution.
Oh,
and
I like the title already.
Yeah, it features Psychobon, who's also a member of Overclass back in the days. They have a very weird electronic fusion with grime, and it shows in the lyrics as well. Like, he talks as if he's a robot on it. Like, Yeah, there's these computer terms in it, like so. If you're interested in that kind of like futuristic vibe, like this is going to be the album for you, and especially this song is going to work for you. And it's not like he's sloppy on the flows as well. Like if you like a lot of these alternative hip hop rappers are terrible rappers and just use like these alternative like flavors as an excuse, but Damn Def is not one of them. Like Damn Def really knows how to rap properly on these kind of beats. So like check this out. Standalone System. Like if you're into that futuristic shit, you'll love it. Especially the song Industrial Revolution. Yeah.
For sure. Well, that's all the time we have for today, but please do comment and let us know what you think of today's topic. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please go and subscribe to our podcast on all platforms, and please give us that 5-star rating. If you want more K-hip-hop contents, go check out Daytona's Instagram at MYK_Daytona for K-hip-hop album reviews, and also follow our social media page at Seoul_Therapy. Thank you guys so much, and see you guys next time. Peace.